Edition X, which sounds like a movie from the 50s, and they didn't make it, and I'm pissed. Well, look, haven't you done these before, Zeos? Haven't you done these? Haven't you done these? No. No, what you're all thinking that I did were the Hifiman HE1000's. 1000's, which is a number, and this is just the Edition X, which is the brother or sister, I'm not going to play with genders, of the Edition S, which has no other edition, it's just that, and this is the, I don't understand anything that anyone's doing anymore, as far as naming goes. So anyway, yeah, come on. Come on. I believe in you. There we go. View image. Yes, there we go. So, the main difference between these two headphones is $2,000. The end of the review. How you doing? How you doing? I don't know. Let's go get lunch. This is over. I know. You're like, what? What are you talking about, Z, what are you talking about? And here's what I'm talking about. When I reviewed the HE1000's months and months ago, I basically boiled it down to what I believed they sounded like, what their purpose was, what you're supposed to listen to on them, and that's how I have to remember. Unless I own a pair of headphones, that's the only way I can remember it. Is my, like, that dream you had, and it's like, oh, I remember, and that was great with music, and it had a good sound stage, and when you take a headphone that's $3,000, and that's for the version 2, the version 1 is only $2,400. And I fixed the headband and stuff with that. No, I don't want to switch to Spanish. And then you come and you've got the now version 2 of the Edition X, which is $1,300. The version 1, by the way, is only $1,000. And I'll quickly go over what's version 1 and version 2 changed. Improved headband design. Accommodated a wider range of heads, so bigger headband. Better yokes so that this doesn't fall apart, because Hifiman. And improved beveled ear pads with a thicker asymmetrical blah 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 blah, and the pads are also now made of polyester instead of velour. So you can see that's not that soft. It's not that stuff that I was picking lint off in the other review. It's a better headband. It's a better pad, better headband. Nothing here about sound. So Edition 1, Edition 2. If you don't care about those upgraded features, you could save yourself $300. I will link the version 1 and version 2 in the bottom of this video. However, we're here to talk about how they sound more than how they're built, like the HE1000's, because they're built exactly like they are HE1000's, with this instead of black, it's chrome there, and this is still plastic, and this is still metal, just not maybe as nice. And these grills are pretty much the same stainless steel, and then this is poly instead of metal and wood. So it's a trim package lessening. We're going with the poly trim package. But underneath all of this is still that. And there, see that space, that's also part of the membrane, and that's part of the membrane up there. You know, this isn't the membrane here. This whole thing is the membrane. You know how planars work is see those wires that are running back and forth? You can see them, sort of looks like an old radiator. Well, those are what the electrical current goes through, and then there's magnets on either side, and it pulls the entire diaphragm. Just like on the HE1000's. And just like on the HE1000's, you get a real sense of huge with these. Well, that went on real easy. A real sense of huge. I mean, I had another set of headphones out, and I'm just like, it's not just a comfort thing either. This is actually more sound production space than my stacks. So that's a lot. That's a fucking lot. That's a lot of space. Now, when I was talking about the HE1000's and how they sound and how I remember them sounding, which is the important part, is I'm going off memory with this. I remember putting on the HE1000's and going, wow, these are really relaxed and calm, and I could listen to things for hours, and they fit well, and the bass is like boom, boom. The bass is like, they sound exactly the same. Nothing from my memory, and it's been a long time, so it's not like I listened to it 15 minutes before I listened to these. It's been a long time. But if you put these on my head and said, what are you listening to? And I had to guess if it was the Edition X or the HE1000's, I probably couldn't tell you. The only thing that I find slightly from memory might be lacking is the highs are not as crisp in these. But considering that the hugeness, the low end, the sound stage, the just gentle nature of them is still intact, I think I just saved everyone around anywhere from $1,300 to $2,000. So there you go. Where's the discount button that Zeos presses? Is that it? Oh, that would be bad. I think Hifiman has very good engineers, and they could sit down with the HE1000's and perfect them. And then they see Sennheiser come out with the... Sennheiser comes out with the new Orpheus, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta compete. Let's make one that's 55,000, and we'll just take HE1000's and we'll just put a tube amp next to it, and we'll call it 55,000. Because I've listened to the Shangri-La, and that's what it basically was. I think they designed the HE1000's as best as they could. Just as best as they could. And then when they decided, okay, we need to make a cheaper version, they did. They took the wood, the metal away, but they didn't make it sound worse. This was my SVS discovery when I did the Primes and the Ultras. Primes and the Ultras shared basically the same tweeter and the same driver size, and the box sizes were the same. And I think they made the Ultras first, just like they make the HE1000 first. Then they said, okay, now let's make them worse and sell them for half price. But Hifiman forgot to make these worse. They forgot to make these worse than the HE1000's. They couldn't. I mean, how do you fuck up that to the point where it's like, make them sound $1,000 less? So it's a good problem for you and I and anyone who wants to own HE1000's, and it's a bad marketing problem for Hifiman, because now I'm about to tell you not to buy the HE1000's ever. Why would you ever? Just get these. And even if there is like a 2% difference that I can't remember directly and therefore call from my massive brain memory. How do you go in here? It's just clips. It's just outside clips. By the way, leave these on or you will mess up the thing. So, you do that 360 degree thing, don't you? Oh, it's like Grados up in here. Yeah, they forgot to screw up the sound. Because I'm putting these on, and granted, look, $1,000 to $1,300 is not cheap by any means. And they should sound like $1,000 headphones. So maybe the HE1000's sounded like $1,000 headphones, and they were charging $3,000. Let's go with that theory. I like that theory. Let's talk quickly about the wires on the table here. I don't think he didn't send me the original wires that came with it. I'm pretty sure we all know how those are. They're like, meh. He sent me these weird silicone ones that I think either he made or had someone make. I didn't really get the demographics on this. The Demogorgians. I don't like spray. I mean, I like spraying is not good, but then this is like a weird, like I could see the cable inside of it. So if I contact the owner and he gives me links, I will link this. But it doesn't matter, because that's that, and that's that. And here's the Silver Dragon balance. And I'm like, oh, the Silver Dragon balance is nice. Fuck that. Periapt. They just keep sending me all their testing cables. Like, here's the one where they first put in the heat shrink and 3D printed clasps. And I just love the color is orange, by the way. That's red. Come here. Come hither. You can see it's orange, right? And I might even be able to get you guys some discount codes, specifically Z Reviews discounts codes. I'll probably release those on the Patreon, link in the upper right-hand corner. Because I think just flooding out the internet will be very bad for business for Perry. I mean, maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. I'll ask. Because I'm in communication with the Periapt guy. And I will shill his shit till the day I die, because it is fucking amazing. Because everything I tell him to do, he's like, yeah, we can accommodate that. And I'm like, yes! I can magically make cables happen with emails. So yeah. There are 2.5mm. And right now that seems to be like the go-to. And when I change them out, in mine. I go 2.5mm just because it's easier to solder things than it is to do any of these other weird fucking Mr. Speakers twist lock with 4 pins, but only 2 pins are used, and don't use the wrong pins and go. They're definitely lighter than the These are lighter than the HE1000's. They're lighter than they look. Actually, they probably look exactly how much they should weigh. Here's your little phaser array in here. Phaser array back there? No? Yes? I can't tell. Anyway, point of the matter of the fact is I could sit here with these headphones and I can do that, and whatever is playing makes me want to go to dreamland with it. Which right now is Bear McCreary's piano solo, A Promise to Return, from the Battlestar Galactica. Music on piano, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know, shut up. They canceled fucking Farscape to put on Battlestar Galactica. You have no idea how much I fucking was strangle somebody. But they did have good music. This is a huge piano playing in a huge room right now. I don't think anything beats the surface area of these. I'm not even going to mention the HE1000's anymore. Until I get a pair right next to them, like version 3s of each, and I could just go. And then you'd still have to, like, okay, here's the X version 3, and now give me $1,000 and you could hear the X version, the HE1000. It's like, no, I want that $1,000 for everything else. Figures, speakers, keyboards, tables, entire goddamn surround sound processors. That thing was $500. I get 2 7-1 surround sound processors in just the price difference between these and the HE1000. $1,000 is a big fucking chunk. My Corolla is probably worth around $1,000. So that mic from Red Letter Media GIF. I'm hearing it though. I'm here in this. Basically, go watch my HE1000 review and ignore anything I say about the price, or bring the price down $1,000, and that's exactly what you got here. The pads are a little better. The cable is still detachable. The price is good. Neon Demon. The imaging is spot on. I'm trying to think now in the comments. What do you assholes? You're all assholes. Everyone who comments is an asshole. Sorry. But you're all going to ask me, well, how does it compare to? And now in my brain, I'm just getting angry. Because it's going to be M1060s. And it's like, it's bigger. The bass is fuller. Jesus. It's good. They're actually vibrating from this not very loud song, just doing things in my hand. So, like I said, Hifiman's engineers are good. They're just not good at breaking things. And they're also not good at making these sound like they're worth $50,000. So it's a good middle ground where they're at. They could just make them good in the middle of, you know, they're good. They're period. They're good. The Edition S, still use those on a weekly basis. Every time I need to make a phone call, I pull those out and then I listen to some tracks on. It's like, these are nice. Two of this GoPro is mono. But yeah, no. So much weeb stuff is playing. It's probably a short review, because I really have nothing else to add to this about their sound versus the HE1000's. So go find my HE1000 review. Watch this review. Know the price is still for the for the worst headband with the worst joints and the worst pads. It's $1,000. For the one that's all updated and shiny and chrome, well, actually less chrome, it's $1,300. And I can't knock them for that price. I mean, you're looking at HE1000's, HE1000S used maybe for that price. But then again, now we got to start talking about, oh, what about Zeos? What about the goddamn? What if we get LCD-X's for, you know, used for that price? And it's like, oh fuck, why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? You just keep piling on the hurt. Just keep piling on the hurt. Well, then what if you want relaxed hands? What about the Sony Z7s or Z1Rs? No, just Just know that these are big, open, fluffy, loving cans. And at their price point, they are an option that I'm not going to just like ignore. If they were bad, I tell you they're bad. They're not bad. They fucking better not be bad. I'm running them balanced. It doesn't absolutely matter. I actually ran them on their little portable thing through the FIO X7 Gen 2. And it was like, ooh, this is fun to walk around with these lightweight-ish, style-ish cans that don't require that much power. I'm only at like 10 o'clock on the X7S Class A. And they're just pumping out the tunes. So, yeah, if you're looking for relaxed and closed, Sony Z7s are cheaper than this. If you're looking for relaxed and closed with more budget, Z1Rs. And if you're looking for relaxed and open and planar, these. Or the M1060s if you want to spend half as much and get less with a little more excitement. But, sound demo in the description. How's that? How about I stop talking, because all my words don't matter if you could actually listen to what these sound like, sort of. Oh, an explanation to people who always comment, what do these sound demos even mean? How could you even use them? You listen to a few things, and I don't repeat the exact same tracks, but I do have only a short list of tracks I use, and you listen to one, then the other, and you get an idea. They're just to get an idea. All right, it's not replacing the fact that you need to buy headphones to hear him, but it's giving you an idea, even on your shitty Apple iPod earbuds. You know, you listen to 7 headphones in a row, they should sound different. Right, this video is over. Link to my Twitch in the description. I usually stream Wednesdays and Sundays. There might be a third day in there by now. Link to the Patreon either up there or down there or right there. And yeah, I think we're done here. I'll link whatever I feel like linking in the description, and I'll link to the wallpaper, because that's why you're all really here. None of you give a shit about this headphone stuff. It's waifu, waifu, waifu with you people, I swear. Alright, moving on.